Greetings, Hoodoo family. I hope this video finds you doing well. Family, these past few days here in my neck of the woods in Maryland, the wind has just been blowing really fierce. I was walking to the store the other day, and on the way home, this gust of wind just hit me so hard I couldn't even move. It almost knocked me backwards. So I want to know, is it windy where you are? Are you experiencing these strong winds in your area? If so, let me know in the comments. I really like to hear um, what you're experiencing, seeing if this is something that is going on in other areas as well. But I tell you, ever since that solar eclipse, I've been seeing all kinds of signs. One day I seen two cars on fire within 1 hour. And I've noticed that the crows in the area have been acting very strangely. And then I seen three cars on the same highway within less than 30 minutes with the numbers 333 in their tag number. Just a lot of strange incidents. And maybe you've been seeing these odd occurrences too. And if so, please share them in the comments. You know, I wasn't looking for signs, and typically I'm not. These things just seem to jump out and just capture my attention. But anyway, back to the wind. On my father's side, one of my aunts got married to this no count man that, took her and moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Mind you, we're in North Alabama. And word got back to my grandmother that the man was actually beating my aunt. He was treating my aunt pretty bad in Chattanooga. So my grandmother, she got her old rocking chair. She sat it out on the porch and she faced the rocking chair in the direction of where Chattanooga would be. She sat in that chair and she rocked for hours. And she would do that old folks moaning and a little bit of chanting for her daughter to come home. And sure enough, a few days later, my aunt showed up with her bag. She left the man and she moved back home. Just to show you a glimpse of how important and useful the power of the directions is in hoodoo, but especially when it comes to wind. Family, something that you might want to consider doing. Now, this is not a spell. This is just an old way of divining with the wind. And whenever I'm experiencing winds of this magnitude, I do try to do this myself. And it's been a long time since I've, experienced winds of this strength. But if you have these heavy winds blowing in your area, you can even do this with a general wind, but usually you want to do it with a significant uh, wind that's blowing really hard. Pull up a compass on your phone and see the direction that the wind is coming from. And write this down somewhere and put your date, because you can expect, if that wind is blowing from the north, it means that there's a divine intervention on the way. It's going to bring miracles. It's going to bring a breakthrough that's coming from the spiritual realm. That could be God or it could be the ancestors. If the wind is coming from the east, it means that something new is on the way. It's bringing new things. If it's blowing from the west, that means it's bringing chaos, destruction, endings, bad things. And let me stop right here and say, the wind I noticed today was actually coming from the west, which means there's some bad things on the way. If you notice that the wind in your area is coming from the south, now that means that it's bringing a harvest, it's bringing blessings, it's bringing good things. So, like I said, this wind is different. I could feel it curving and swooping around. It's not like blowing straight one direction. It's almost like the ocean, the ocean waves, these blasts that will just come out of nowhere and almost knock you down. So when the wind is blowing, I try to pay attention when it's of this magnitude because it's not for nothing. All winds come from somewhere. They have a purpose, whether they carry a message, a spirit, whether they carry change, destruction, relief. When war is coming, you notice the winds will start acting chaotic. So where does the wind come from? Well, they say that it comes from the sun heating the earth. But in Hoodoo, we ask, well, who causes the sun to heat the earth? Well, that would be God. What is the most windiest time of day? They say it's supposed to be night. Well, in Hoodoo, we ask, when are spirits most active? Well, that would be night. I say this for a reason, these questions. These winds that I've been witnessing, they were not strong at night. They were strong in the morning, in the midday. So what does this mean? It means the hand of God is shaking up our system. God is turning the natural order of things around. He's disturbing it. God is moving in our weather. Some might say the power of Shango is being unleashed in our weather. Or the Honorable Marcus Garvey's promise is being fulfilled. Remember his words. Look for me in the whirlwind or the storm. Look for me all around you. For with God's grace, I shall come and bring with me countless millions of black slaves who have died in America and the West Indies and the millions in Africa to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life. It makes me think, is this the year that this promise starts to manifest and become fulfilled? Remember, I told you that the solar eclipse, that it's a window of opportunity for spirits to cross over. Well, in this wind, you can feel that it really harbors something. There is more to it. So family, we're going to see some wild and crazy things in all aspects of life on earth, including our weather, including society and the events of man, the actions of mankind. We're going to see some things we've never seen before. But that's all I wanted to share with you tonight. But before I close, I just want to let you know that as of this recording, I only have a few the Hoodoo basic training books available. And I'm not sure at this time when I'll have more in stock, but I'll definitely keep you posted. Sorry that, these keep going out of inventory. But just bear with me, and I want to give a special thanks to all who have supported my work by buying the books. So family, until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful week.